Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we're going to talk about trash release from ICM. It comes in 135 scale and it copies UNIMOG S404, so-called Koffer. So it's a German military truck in a popular scale, and we have a commercial sample. Kit number is 35136, and we are going to check it together so that you will know what to expect in this nice box. And the box art is really good here, so the box size is also standard for UNIMOG kits. As far as I remember, original release was packed in the same box, so here is comparison with my hand. Also here on the side you can see some information about the real vehicle and also about the kit. So we have 288 parts. An assembled truck will have a length of 149 millimeters. On the opposite side you will find two markings, but I sincerely hope that there will be more, because two markings in a 135 scale is not that much, to be honest. So the packaging is typical. The top cover is sealed with the tape, so I will have to cut through it, and then we will start checking the plastic parts. In the meantime, I would like to remind you that you can support us with a small donation. It's rather easy thing to do because we have a huge red button on our website, and you can even do it via YouTube because we have the subscription program where you can make a small donation to us as well, or you can get the free kit every month, which is also quite cool. And as you know, Nikki, for example, was using this program in order to get some interesting kits from us. So here we have the flexible top section. It does not provide any protection, it's just a cover printed top cover. And then we continue with the white box where we have the plastic spheres. And so here you can see that the packaging is rather tight, so be careful and try not to put a lot of pressure on the box. Maybe also ask seller to package it properly so that none of the parts will be damaged during shipment. But as far as you can see, mine is intact, even though it was also shipped by simple post. So let's open it. I hope you understood that the main difference here will be the rear section of this truck, and we will be able to copy the closed version, which is also really good. And okay, so we are going to start with the gray plastic sprue. Here we have road wheels. I will place it on the table just like that. Let's zoom in and maybe also open the lenses a bit. So here you can see that we have a separate plastic rims, wheel rims, and that's just because we have the vinyl tires included into this kit. There are actually 5 of them, so I will show you on the one because they're absolutely identical, and there is no point in showing the separate for each one, because as you can see we have a typical vinyl part and we do not have any features on the tire walls. So in case you would like to have a more impressive result, you will have to get some aftermarket resin parts in order to have some features on the tire walls. And I guess this is not a surprise for the vinyl tires. That's why I'm usually not that happy to see them, because even the plastic wheels are better in appearance when you get them out of the box. Next we continue with the plastic sprue, which is dedicated to the clear parts. It was packed into a separate plastic bag, so here we have all the necessary clear elements for the front cap. And as you can see, molding quality is really good. All parts look like real glass, so it's just a matter of masking them. As far as I remember, ICM includes the masking templates in their kits, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I think what we actually saw just a few seconds ago is actually the sprue for the rear section, because here we have the smaller frame. This one will be useful for the front cap, because here we have also lenses for the headlamps and tail lights, and again everything looks rather nice. Okay, next we continue with another gray plastic sprue, and this one is dedicated to the chassis bars and also for some parts for the front cap. So if I zoom out, you will understand what I'm talking about. So it's really good to see that these chassis bars are pre-molded together with some bars or connectors for other bar parts. Also here we have one-piece windscreen frame, which is also rather nice. And here we have engine parts, gearbox parts, so all of this stuff is included out of the box, and this might be handy for some diorama purposes, or maybe you can just hide it and try not to build it in your project. I know some modelers who actually skip the internals and focus on the external elements. Next we continue with some parts again for the front cap. So here you can see the front mask and we have the Mercedes logo pre-molded, so there is nothing to be worried about, even though this kit name does not feature the name of the famous car manufacturer. We still have its logo, so you will be able to copy it. And also we have some internal parts. We have few jerry cans. Note that exhaust tube is molded as a one-piece complex shaped part, which is also cool because it will help you to get the right fitment right out of the box. Okay, next we continue with another large sprue. So here we have the various accessories which will be placed on the truck. And again, some of the parts are molded as a complex one-shape parts, and this is actually a good thing because it will make it easier to align them between each other, and you won't have to worry about any unnecessary gaps or problems with trying to install this or that part. Next, we continue with another plastic sprue. So here we have suspension parts, we also have some external elements again. And as for the suspension, I have to say that we have really impressive details here out of the box, so it would be a shame not to show them somehow, or at least play with the weathering on them, because otherwise they will be just, let's say, lost on overall background. And this is not something what you would like to do, especially after getting all of this stuff out of the box without paying anything extra. And then there is a last gray plastic sprue. This one is actually new because this one is necessary for today's version of UNIMOG. As you can see, these are separate panels for the rear section, and if I flip them over, here inside we will find some guiding elements. So it should be a rather simple thing to assemble everything together, but you saw that doors are molded shut, so you won't be able to open it. There is no interior, and that's rather a shame because I would rather have at least one door openable so that it can be used with some figurines, or maybe for some diorama projects, especially in 1/35 scale, it could have been interesting. Next we continue with the decals. So the decal sheet is not that huge, but here we have all necessary symbols, as you can see, and printing quality looks nice. We have also some dials for the instrument panel or dashboard, but there is nothing extra. Next is the assembly manual. So this one is printed as a large cover printed brochure. Here I have to zoom out, close the lenses. And on the first page, or on the cover, we have the short history note and some technical specifications. Next we continue with the parts map. Obviously the red cover means that these parts will not be used. And here we start assembling the main chassis of this truck. Next we continue with more parts on this chassis. We start actually working on the drivetrain. As you can see, there are a whole page dedicated to this, and of course you can add also some wiring for even more impressive appearance. Here we have few tanks. There are actually several of them on the truck, storage box, and also various, again, steering elements, suspension elements, front bumper, also some protection. And here we install the road wheels. Obviously nobody will be installing them on this stage, but next we continue working on the front cap. So front cap is also quite detailed. That's why I would recommend to think on how to expose the internals, especially the engine maybe, and also some of the interior parts. Next we continue here with various minor elements here and there, and note that the windscreen frame, as you remember, it is molded as a separate one-piece part. You just have to insert the clear elements, so this is a really interesting and easy design. And here from the step 80 we start working on the rear section. So as you remember, it's a boxy construction which should be assembled together, so there is nothing difficult in this. Maybe that's the thing where you can play with the cover modulation. And here we continue with installing more of the storage boxes and also jerry cans, spare wheel, and here are some minor elements getting installed on the final steps. So the headlamps, the headlamp protection, rear view mirrors, which are given in two versions, screen wipers, and that's pretty much all. So 118 steps in total. Here we continue with two marking options and here is the third one. So 3 marking options in total. I'm not sure why they actually printed 2 markings on the box, but we have 3 of them out of the box, and of course you can also check some references for alternative marking options. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.